This is Kugan Cassius for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Chicago ahead of Worlds Collide this Saturday night live on Sky Sports and DAZN in the US. I'm joined by, this looks like the two newest members of One Direction.
Anything's possible, Coog.
Frank Smith and Joe Markowski.
Correct, well done.
So IFL viewers will be very familiar with Frank Smith. What, you bang out 30,000 hits these days on videos, Frank?
No, it's just what you do, Coogan. You make stars out of people.
Apparently so. Joe,
Less so. No views.
That's why you asked me to be in it, right?
Tell us exactly who you are and what you do, Joe, first of all.
I am the SVP of Revenue for DAZN North America, so I run the North American business for DAZN, based in New York.
Some people might not know what SVP means.
It doesn't matter for the purpose of this. It's a job title. But I run the North American business for DAZN out of New York. So that includes our US business, obviously a big launch a few weeks ago with our friends at Matchroom, and our Canadian business as well, which launched last 2017 summer. So yeah, exciting times.
So across all sports, not specifically boxing.
Yeah, that's right.
For
So
you, yeah.
I think that's a key thing to point out. Actually, I think a lot of people think that DAZN, obviously with our association with Frank and Eddie and the Matchroom guys, is a boxing broadcaster. We are of course a boxing broadcaster, but we're a lot more than that in other markets as well. So the US is the 7th country we've launched in, and in all of those markets we're a multi-sport broadcaster. So we carry in Canada the NFL content with exclusive broadcasts of the Champions League and Europa League, and a lot of other content in Japan. Big soccer broadcaster, baseball broadcaster. We're in Germany with the Champions League as well. So yeah, we're a multi-sport broadcaster, and we're excited to get moving in the US.
Because it's fair to say, before this kind of deal was announced through, well, from in the UK through Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, obviously, that a lot of people weren't aware of DAZN. And why would they? Because obviously you're not kind of launched in the UK yet. No. So it was, I mean, in Italy, obviously you have the Serie A over there, etc., etc. But it's the first time, obviously, we'd come across DAZN. Yep. So that kind of period to now, how's that gone?
It's been great. So we are a British business. We're based in West London. We launched DAZN for the first time in the summer of 2016 in Germany, in Austria and Switzerland, as well as in Japan. We've always looked at countries around the world that we feel our product can do a job in speaking to sports fans and engaging audiences, selling subscriptions, and we've grown very quickly. As I said, the US is the 7th country we've launched in. Primary rights relationship right now is with the Matchroom guys, and we're focused on building a fight sports audience. Got relationships with Bellator, MMA, the World Boxing Super Series, but we're looking at other content as well. So UK fans, I think their first introduction to DAZN as a business was when we signed the deal with Eddie. We're not live in the UK right now. We might be one day, but yeah, it's an exciting time for us as we grow around the world.
Frank, before I just come to you, can you actually switch that light on?
Ta-da!
Much better.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Out of the darkness.
Frank, we touched a little bit about kind of the relationship with DAZN and moving forward, how it's been so far, but this is the first kind of Matchroom show with DAZN, which is obviously airing tomorrow night. We know you showed the Joshua Povetkin, but for Matchroom to come over here, sure, this is the first show. So yeah, all systems go for tomorrow. No problems this week.
No problems this week. You know, it's been a long journey. We've been working on this for nearly a year now, since the first idea came round. We announced in May, sort of early May, and even before that, we'd had months and months of production meetings, planning meetings, and you know, as Joe says, DAZN have been around for many years in a number of other markets. They've got the best production teams out there as well, and you know, we worked very hard to create something a little bit different. I think on Saturday night you're going to see, you know, a change to what people are used to, especially US boxing, and to the live event, as I've said before. So no hiccups. You know, it's been a fun journey so far, and I'm sure long may it continue.
How old are you, Joe?
Why is that relevant?
It's not. I'm just curious.
Older than Frank, younger than Eddie. I think it's a fair. Is that a fair?
Because you look young.
Yeah.
It's
I had a
not-
shave.
it's
I
not-
had a shave. I had a
it's
shave
the hair.
this morning.
It's the Richie Rich hair.
Yeah. I'm 30.
30.
Mm.
Yeah, you do look younger. No, it's not. It's really not relevant. That was just
I've-
one for me.
I've kept in better shape than Frank though. So
I don't agree with that. Personally. I mean, at least I dress up.
yeah, you've caught me on Friday night, so I'm not wearing a shirt. Frank's got dressed up especially for the interview.
Yeah, when you turned up, I had to go and get changed. And
You know that picture? I think it's of Bill Gates and someone else. I can't think who it is, but they say
Donald
Not
Trump.
Frank Smith.
no, not Bill Gates and tell me another rich person. Bill Gates
Got it.
and just name one. It's probably
Steve
him.
Jobs.
No, someone who's alive now.
Mark Zuckerberg.
No, but the caption was they're worth X amount of billion between them and not a Gucci belt in sight.
I haven't got a Gucci belt.
No, I'm just saying. So I'm not saying you're worth that much. I don't know if you're worth that much. But my point was, it doesn't really matter what. You haven't got a, what's that, Cartier, Frank, or
AP.
AP?
But no, it was only a bit of banter. You don't have to go too deep into
It's
it.
fine.
I mean, I don't think you took it too personally.
He didn't.
You've seen, by the way, everyone has seen this guy at all the press conferences. AJ press conference when he reeled out that unbelievably good
Very kind.
pitch, but he was on point, not a word out of place. So
Thank you.
that's right, Chris.
And you
So it's
got-
not his first time on IFL.
No, but you aired your first press conference as well recently, didn't you? And you
Yes.
know it's not an easy job, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. But I'm following in the footsteps of, the holy one, Edward Hearn, who you can't.
Who couldn't be here tonight, by the way.
No, I don't know where he is.
Meeting, I think.
But yeah, I mean, it's not easy speaking in front of people, is it, Joe?
No, but you're right. Eddie's very good at it, and it does get easier.
Hmm.
Does
It's
get
like these things. The more you do it, the easier they become and the more natural they become.
Yeah.
Rather than being a bit like robotic, like I have got this to say, this is all I'm allowed to say. Just make it a bit more natural. That's what you're quite good at, though. You get more out of people.
Because it really isn't important. It's like,
What?
It's just not important. There's no reason to be stiff and kind of
No.
contrived.
No.
And you can talk about absolutely anything you want.
However I or Joe come across in this interview, there are going to be some maniac comments out there like, oh, who's this fat kid? What's he talking about? He hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. So sorry, Dave from Huddersfield, 57 years old.
You know, Dave.
I do.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, actually.
Yeah.
But in person, he's really nice to me. And on YouTube, he's just out of order.
Ignore. How long has the talks been going on, Joe, for kind of everything to get to the point where you were able to kind of announce a deal with Matchroom and your boxing plans for the future?
I think we've been working with Matchroom, the Perform business that owns DAZN for a long time, right? I mean, Frank and I have known each other for probably 5-6 years.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Prior to this relationship or this project, so there's a long history of working together. There's Perform do a lot more than just DAZN, so that relationship's been there for a while with Barry, with Eddie, and the sort of Perform management team for a long time. The talks on this specific project, I think Frank's right, probably a year, 15 months ago, we announced in May. Obviously, there's been a whole lot of work before that got us to that point, and then from sort of the start of this year when the deal was done, we've been delivering it, working to deliver it, right? And that's us growing a team in New York, that's us recruiting a production team, talent, leaning on the expertise that these guys have in the sport of boxing, and obviously them learning about the DAZN business as it evolves and grows. So I think it's a really involved relationship, not just we'll buy content from you, thank you very much, and we'll put it on DAZN and see you in 3, 5, 6 years time for renewal. It's a lot deeper than that, and these guys are working out of our office in New York. We're seeing each other every day, and it requires that because we're delivering something quite remarkable. There is not what Matchroom have done in the UK is amazing. It shouldn't be scoffed at. What they've done with AJ and other boxers, taking it around the country, shows all over the shop, doesn't necessarily exist right now. American fight fans are being think English fight fans, British fight fans get such a good deal compared to American fight fans, and I think the reason we see this relationship so important is because we talk about it a lot. We genuinely believe it. We think doing what Matchroom and Eddie have done in the UK, what Frank's done here, will be amazingly successful. So the fact that we're in Chicago and not in New York, LA or Vegas for the first show, I think is quite an important point, right? We're going to tour it around the country, a bit like these guys have done in Cardiff, Newcastle, Manchester, Birmingham, London. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Chicago's a bit different to Hull.
Chicago's lovely.
I think that one of the key points is as well is that for once we're working together. You know, a lot of the time with a broadcaster, but you know we're lucky with Sky, but in the US especially, the difference is here is that we're working together. Every decision that's made is as a group. You know, between both DAZN, Matchroom, from all aspects of the event, the promotion, everything we do. And I think that's slightly different. Is where, as we said, in the past, you're always up against, you know, the broadcaster wants to do what they want to do, you want to do something completely different, and they only really care about their broadcast. We want to put on a great event. Whereas here, we're all as one to deliver what is the best across both TV and live event. And as Joe says, working out of the same office, you know, we see each other every day. Every idea gets bounced around, and you know, sometimes people come up with great ideas that are just not possible. But at least we can, you know, we're working together to make the best out of it, and that's a big difference, I think.
I agree with that.
Thanks, mate.
Well said.
Well, all I can say actually, where's Umar when you need him? Because that's never happened with him. It was like midway through a flow, and then Coogan's like jumps up, goes, "Stop!"
You weren't midway through a flow. I waited for you to finish. Okay. Joe.
Coogan.
You offered a free trial in September.
We still do.
We're out of September.
But it's a free trial every month.
Oh, really? I thought it was just relevant to September.
No, you get a month when you start. So, yeah, it's every month. Every user starts on the zone, right? And you sign up and you enter your details and you get a full free month. And after that point, in the US, you roll on to a $9 a month, $9.99 a month subscription. So it's a bit like Spotify or Netflix, right? You get a free first month, and then you roll on to a paid subscription after that. But that doesn't.
Is there an option to pay up for a year?
Not right now in the US. In other markets, we do that. Yeah. We're looking at that, but
I think that's a good option to have. I do that with Amazon Prime. Just pay up, like I think it's £80 for the whole year and it's done. You ain't got to worry about a bill coming out of your thing.
Yeah, look,
every month.
We do it elsewhere. We do it in Canada, right? But we think the beauty of it is that you get to try it out, right? We're new in the US. People don't necessarily, we're new here, building the brand. People need to learn what it is. Use the app. I think a lot of the feedback we've had, obviously, we helped with the fact that the AJ Povetkin fight was a massive launch moment for us, right? We had a big Bellator show exclusively last weekend. A lot of people, until they actually try it, it's like an idea, right? What is DAZN? Using it for a month, I think the feedback's been really positive about the app, right? It's a really clean, user-friendly app, it's pretty simple to use, which is obviously by design. The production quality is really good. The content around the live shows, so we're working with a couple of guys called Ackenbrack, producing like a regular output of fight sports related content, interviewing fighters, getting under the skin of it, going into speak to fighters in training camp. All of that stuff people can try for a month and then make their minds up if they want to stay, right? And I think the early suggestions is that a big percentage of those people are going to stay, right? Because the quality of it's so good.
So I know you're not going to give me exact numbers, but kind of just get some sort of indication.
I'm not going to give you any numbers, to be honest.
Okay, but I'm just trying to get a picture from your initial subscribers for that first launch, which started off obviously with Joshua Povetkin.
Yeah.
That period until now hasn't actually ended yet, has it? That
No.
if people took that, so
No.
can you kind of tell from now though how many people kind of
Will
or
stay.
what percentage will keep on?
Yes, obviously we're helped by the fact we know the percentages in other countries that we're live in, right? So we have a general view of where that's going to be. We plan and build a business around a certain percentage, but what I can say, and this is a key point as well, we obviously have a very scientific view on how much content people are consuming, and that tells us the likelihood they're going to roll on and keep the content, i.e. if you're using the app more, you're consuming more content. We know that, and you're less likely to not continue, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why I mention that is because compared to a traditional broadcaster, we have such a more sophisticated view of that data, because I've always been surprised. Traditional broadcasters don't actually know that much about their audiences. They can't really delve into how long people are watching, who's watching, where they're watching, what devices they're watching on. We know all of that. We know exactly Kugan Cassius is using it on his LG smart TV, his iPhone, his iPad, and his
How
his
did you
laptop.
know I've got an LG smart TV?
Oh, there's one in the room. I used it as an example.
Oh, sorry, because
Yeah.
I've got one. I was wondering
Well, exactly.
how you know that.
And so we're on all those platforms. We're on Samsung, Sony, we're on PlayStation, Xbox. Upwards of 95% of connected devices we're on them, right? So we're not just a smartphone app. We are a broadcast platform that's on every screen that you're going to have in your home, right? So we can tell how much you're using, how much you're using on your big screen, your small screens, and that allows us, even now, halfway through that first month we've been live in the US, to say, yeah, we're roughly on track, or we're above track on where we expected to be, and that's the beauty of being a digital business, right?
Were you satisfied with those initial numbers, or?
Yeah, we are really
are.
satisfied. Look, I think you're going to see us ramp up more marketing spend. We've been doing a load of ads on big nationally relevant sport content. So we were on the Ryder Cup last week and ads ran there. The NFL game week just gone, we were running ads. So we're working with Michael Buffer. So yeah, we're really excited. We're going to continue to invest in growing the brand and building on that solid start. Yeah, it's a really good start, and long may it continue. The great thing is, with 3 weeks, I was saying to Frank earlier, this is the third weekend out of 8 in a row that I'm going to be not at home. And that's because we've got great shows every weekend from the 22nd of September all the way through to late November, I think. So we've got a really great run of content. We're ramping up, continuing to ramp up the marketing. We're working deeper and deeper with the fighters, working with the Matchroom guys. So you'll see Eddie and Frank and the Matchroom social channels making loads of noise, and all of that is good stuff. It's growing our brand awareness and growing our numbers. So yeah, we're really happy.
What did you make of Tyson Fury referring to DAZN as a washing powder? You can both contribute to
After
that.
you.
It's great. He knows who DAZN are, and it's great he's talking about them.
Although he claimed he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, but he did.
I think he called it DAZN as well.
No,
But
he pronounced it
that's
right.
fine.
He pronounced it DAZN.
Pronounce it completely
You sure?
right.
He did.
Yeah,
He
said
pronounced it
DAZN.
DAZN. He blocked us on Twitter. He blocked.
He blows.
Yeah, so he doesn't know who they are, but he blocked
But
them
he's,
on Twitter.
he's proactively gone out and found
Yeah.
us on Twitter to block.
I mean, it's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Talented.
So he pronounced it right, which some people can't.
I didn't think he pronounced it right.
He said
Did he?
DAZN.
Yeah, but so he got asked, when was that press conference? That press conference was on when? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Early this week,
when-
Monday or
So it was
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So that was Tuesday, right? So that was this Tuesday. We are now in the month of October. On the 23rd of September, he'd blocked DAZN, which is just amazing. But he didn't know who they were.
He's
Must
not-
have flicked it by accident.
He's
It was
calling
going
us.
through his
He's
timeline.
calling us mean names, but I blame that on Matchroom. It's not really our fault.
Yeah, to be fair, Joe, you're nothing to do with the Tyson Fury and Matchroom beef over the years. And it's not even really to do with you, Frank.
not me
either. It's down to Eddie. So,
But it's
anyway.
look. Good
And he
luck to-
can't
I
defend
like
it.
the way you embraced it with your social media and put it out as a clip,
Yeah.
because it was like, you know.
It's good. Look, good luck to him. He's not. His next fight's not on DAZN. In the US. I wish him all the best. You know, it's great for boxing. The fact he's referring to us and calling us words I won't repeat, given the profanity, you know.
He referred to it as a washing powder. Did he say anything else?
He said something else as well.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it if you want.
Go on.
He said prick.
Pack of pricks is
Oh,
what
right,
he said.
pack
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
But look,
But again, that's not.
it's not.
That's not. I
good-
think
good-
that's
good luck.
directed at
Good, yeah.
directed at your boss.
Yeah. No, it was Joe was worried that it was him. That's why he didn't say it.
Yeah, I was personally
Yeah,
very
personally
offended.
upset.
But no, good luck to him. Good luck to him.
If he's getting upset about that, he's going to get upset about what Dave from Huddersfield's going to say.
Yeah, plans to move into the UK market, are they kind of in talks now, or is it something that
No, they're
will be a
not.
while yet?
No, look, we've got a team that based in London who are looking at all countries of the world and working out where it's sensible for us to go. We look at everywhere. There's no talks, there's no plans right now to go into the UK. We've got our, we've got, from a personal perspective, my time's focused on growing the North American business. There are teams in the markets we're in working on that, and we'll at some point we'll look at it closely, I'm sure, but not our focus right now. I think Matchroom, we've got a great broadcast partner in Sky, who are helping grow the fighters. We're in a partnership via Matchroom with Sky to share the shows that we both produce either side of the Atlantic. So that's great. And we're not focused on the UK right now at all.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. How long this is run for? 23 minutes.
23 minutes. I reckon you got 6 minutes left in you.
Do you think this is a?
This is a 30 minutes.
This is a 30-minute. I didn't know you two have known each other for that long, actually.
Yeah, we met in Monaco.
Not
Working.
Who was
Working.
Oh, not when
Sport-
a fight was going on.
Every year there's this television conference type of thing. And it's called
television.
Sportel. And Joseph and I met there.
As young pups.
Yeah,
Yes.
last year.
But it's interesting. Like I said, tomorrow night is kind of the start of this partnership with. What are you doing, Frank?
Nothing, just stretching.
Okay.
It's actually, Frank's wearing socks for the first
I
time
know.
this calendar year.
No one picked up on it. Every time I see everyone, they go, no socks, no socks.
He hasn't worn socks since early March. That's true.
And it's not even cold today. I just felt like I thought if I wore socks, people might mention it.
So Frank's cankles have been visible since the early part of March.
Operation Lose the Cankles.
So we know kind of Frank's kind of second in command at Matchroom. Are you second in command at Matchroom?
What, the whole Matchroom business?
Matchroom
I'd say
boxing.
Matchroom boxing.
You're second in command. Yeah, that's fair enough to say, isn't it?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Barry, you, Eddie. Where do you rank in the zone pecking order?
Lower down than third. We've got a great management team. I've been with the business since I was young. We've got obviously John Skippers, our executive chairman.
Yeah.
He's based in New York. Simon Denye's our CEO. James Rushton's my boss, who's the chief revenue officer of DAZN. I work for him. So I work in market. There's a great management team above me who have been in the business for a long time. Most of the guys have been there since Perform started 12 years ago. Yeah.
Everyone in every business is very important because there's only certain people that always get the limelight in a lot of things. But there is so much work that goes on behind the scenes. Like we've got, as you know, all our team in the UK, team of 10 in the UK, team of 10 here. They're all still in an office now. It's nearly 8 o'clock at night, working ahead of the first show. DAZN have got 75 odd people here, ahead of Saturday night. So it takes so many people to. What are you doing those eyes for?
No, I'm thinking about something.
Oh, right, sorry. You just really put me off because you were staring at me.
No, I was thinking about something. So
yeah, but I think it takes so many people to put these things together, so everyone is so important in this.
The wheel.
That's quite nice.
No, but I think a lot of the time people only see one or two faces, don't they? But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
That's true.
Hypothetical one for you, Joe. If you did come over into the UK market, would you go for the Premier League rights as well?
That's a very big question. It's worth a lot of money. But honestly speaking, when we look at a market, we look at. And this actually, I'll divert back to the US on this question. The reason we're in boxing and fight sports is because we looked at the US, and of course we want to be here. It's the biggest sports media market in the world, biggest economy of the world, hugely important for our business to be in the US. The reason we chose fight sports as our sort of starting point was that we identified that for various reasons, boxing and MMA fans were getting stitched up, basically, because broadcast packages were getting more expensive. there were more and more fights going on pay-per-view that were getting more and more expensive every time. And as a result, what that did to the US, what that has done for the US fight sports audience is sort of slow it down in its growth and sort of decline it slightly. So when we look at any new market, we say, what group of sports fans can we talk to? What content can we buy immediately that we think we can grow? I was in Japan for 2 years prior to moving to the US with our business there, and we bought the domestic football rights there, the J League rights. Already in the first year, we're in the second year now. In the first year, 2017 season, the attendances, which on paper are nothing to do with us, with a broadcaster, went up, I think, 18% because of the marketing investment, the quality of the broadcasting, the fact that we were starting to bring in players like Lucas Podolski moved there, Fernando Torres has moved there this season. That's all because of our entry and the investment we've made in, firstly, the rights fees and what we're putting into the league, but also into the marketing. So it's growing the game, if that's not too much of a cliche, right? So when we look at any market, and we're not, as I said, we're not looking at the UK particularly closely right now, we'll look at it and go, right, which group of fans, be it soccer, be it boxing, be it MMA, be it tennis, are being stitched up by their broadcasters, and how can we sort of course correct that? So if we look at market A, market B, market C, we'll continue that exercise because it allows us to make smart decisions with our investments. Right?
Because like I said earlier, you have the rights to Serie A
in Italy,
which is quite big. You
it's
must
huge.
have
it's huge.
A huge subscriber base in Italy, then I'm assuming.
We have a growing one. We launched in August, just gone. So we're very early in Italy, but yeah, the early indications are really good. Hugely popular content. Serie A is obviously one of the biggest football leagues in the world. It's great. We'll start there, but again, we're not just a Serie A broadcaster. We've got a whole lot of other content as well. We've got all of the Serie B for a start, a lot of American sports alongside that. So I think in the US terms, we're starting with boxing. We're starting with MMA. Quicker than people think, will be more of a multi-sport broadcaster. That will happen very, very quickly here.
Okay.
Told you had 6 minutes in you, didn't I?
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, listen. Thank you very much for your time, Frank Smith and Joseph. Can I call you Joseph? Not really.
I'm Joe. My email's Joseph. My name's Joe.
Say that again.
My email's Joseph. My name's Joe.
That's quite a cool little strapline you got there.
Because your name's Francis, isn't it?
No.
Is it not?
It is.
Frank.
It's
not.
Francis.
Do you want to see my driving licence?
Yeah.
Date of birth. 2004.
I don't actually care. It's got like an old address on there. This is actually quite funny. Right, let me just see if there's any information on there.
Theft
I'm not going to put it on camera, Frank.
No, I don't mind that. I don't mind. Look at the picture. Wait, look at the picture. Right, look at this.
What?
Look at the... Right. No, I don't mind. You can show it.
Who's that?
Look, pass it. So, we'll cover up some details here.
Frank, who is that?
It's like Justin Bieber.
Right, hold it out.
Wait, swap this around as well. Identity Theft 101.
Oh my... Right, hold on.
You got it?
Oh my God. Who is that?
That.
Frank, you've never looked like that.
That.
Let's have a look.
Are you done with it?
Yeah, we're done with it.
This is me.
Genuinely looks like Bieber, like a fat Bieber.
At least the fat thing's been there throughout.
Wow.
You know? That hasn't gone anywhere. So,
That's it.
but hopefully this has developed a little bit because it's not the best.
Thanks, Keegan.
Thank you very much for coming to IFL TV. I hope people have found this interesting because I actually have found this one interesting. More so from Joe because there's a lot of stuff I didn't know about this. So
Joe is very interesting.
yeah, I actually will second that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Markovsky. Yeah.
Markovsky, yeah.
30 under 30.
Are you on
I'm
the
not
Forbes
under
under 30, Joe?
Sorry?
Are you on Forbes under 30 list?
No, I'm not under 30, I'm 30.
Oh, you're 30, so you...
Yeah, I passed that.
Oh, yeah, 30 under 30.
Frank's got 12 years before he can stop calling himself 30 under 30.
Thank you very much.
Work experience.